r/ask Reddit. What is a problem in 2019 that would not be one in 1989? Having to unplug my book so that I can charge my cigarette. Best one in my opinion. If someone went around at the end of the 80s proclaiming these to be in the future, they would be laughed at the hardest. Unless they ran across a fan of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, in which case they'd probably talk your ear off. Captain, can I come see the cockpit? I remember flying by myself as a kid in the mid-90s and them giving me a tour of the plane and hanging out with the pilots in the cockpit. That was the coolest shit ever. Do you like gladiator movies? But seriously, I loved being able to go see the cockpit while flying. British Airways had 2 different kids clubs where you earned air miles to get stuff, but only if the flight crew filled your flight logbook. Smoking on a plane. It blew my mind when my mom told me that the hospital asked if she wanted a smoking or non-smoking room when she had me, and people used to smoke while they shopped for groceries, just flicking ashes on the floor like it's no big deal. My dad is 70 and told me when he was a kid, my grandma would smoke and shop and she would throw her cigarette butts on the floor of the store and leave them there. I guess it was the bag boy's job to pick them all up. Google outage. Google shuts down Gmail for an hour to show its immense power is my favorite Onion video. Here's the video for those that want to see it. It's great. Being in the toilet without your phone, LOL. I can't count the number of shampoo bottles I read in the 80s and 90s. I made up a game where I had to find one word beginning with each letter of the alphabet. It could be from any label, bottle, or product that was close enough to read the lettering. I think I gave myself 2 cheats, usually for the letter X and Z. Open bracket. To cheat would be to find the letter X in a word, but the word didn't have to begin with X. It's not very fun, but it passes the time when there's nothing else to do. Having millions of people you've never met actively trying to dig up dirt on you and generally ruin your life because you said the wrong thing. I felt oddly compulsed to check your profile. Compelled. Trying to retire comfortably on $1 million. Just over $2 million today when compensated for inflation. But in 1989 you could have bought 2 million shares of MSFT. Waiting in line to go through airport security. Yeah, I hate the shoe bomber, particularly now I have to talk my shoes off in the airport and I can't take water bottles on the plane because God forbid I stay hydrated. Yes, I know I can take bottles on a plane, but I feel like I am doing something illegal when I do it. What if I sip the water to show you it's not bomb water? It might be sippable bomb water. Phone going off in a movie theater. This wasn't commonplace, but not unheard of in 1984, especially with doctors and important businesses types. 1-800-SKY page. But didn't most people have pagers if they were out? In 1984, it would be very rare to see someone receiving a call on a cell phone while in a movie theater. I don't suppose it would have been impossible, but not at all likely. Kids under 10 years old being out and about with no adult supervision. Media fear-mongering has made the helicopter parent phenomena so much worse. Parents are terrified of strangers around their children despite the fact that they are far more likely to be harmed by someone they know. I live in suburbia with kids. It's a very safe area and my child is well informed on e.g. what to do if someone pulls up to you in a car. My main concern in letting him run around is not someone snatching him, but rather having a Karen call CPS on me for letting my 9-year-old bike down to his friend's house. Texting and driving. Edit. Distracted has for sure been a thing ever since there was something possible to drive. Specifically though, texting and driving became more and more of a problem as texting got cheaper and easier. Probably been a problem since the first guy tried writing a letter on a horse. Dearest Margaret, it has been some 5 days since we set out toward Getty, dammit. Them potholes. I picture a poshly dressed gentleman with an ink dip pen. Thank you for the laugh. Being left the duck alone. Used to be you could disappear for the day and nobody was getting a hold of you until you came home. I lost all service for 2 days. People thought I was dead. I was just chillin' reading books. I can imagine that coming in handy if you got kidnapped. Or, like, fell down a well or something. Having a drink with Bill Cosby. You wouldn't think back then anyway. Quaaludes do that to a person. Not so fast, their friend. Former comic. and it's been a known thing among for some time. He's been doing that at least since the 70s and some say even earlier. There are comics that knew it and comics that still don't believe it. I was warned never to be alone with him long before Hannibal Buress blew it all up. https://www.latimes.com Entertainment Lorette Bill Cosby Timeline Hutmel Story. HTML Honestly, it's FKN sad to see someone who was so successful in comedy go that route, and unfortunately he's not the only one. And won't be the last, Everyone complaining about the actor who's going to play Batman. Mr. Mum is going to be Batman? But he's a comedian. He's perfect for such a light-hearted, campy character. Measles outbreak. Measles was effectively eradicated in the US in 2000. Now we're suffering through the worst outbreak since 1994. The anti-vax movement has set public health back almost 25 years. Edit. To everyone harping on me about unchecked third world immigration causing measles, I recommend you read the post u/KCB 1986 made further down in the comment chain. Even the CDC, the government itself, is saying that foreign sources of the measles outbreaks have come from places such as Israel, Ukraine, and the Philippines. The first two are modernized countries and the Philippines is a rising nation, not a third world country by any stretch. No amount of gaslighting is going to make your Fox News talking points a reality, so just stop. Edit 2. Thank you for the gold. If anyone else is thinking of gilding a comment, seriously, gild KCB 1986. He wrote an excellent post dispelling a lot of bullshit. I'm just giving attention to it up here. I'm honestly not surprised that the anti-vaxxers don't notice what damage they're causing. They're dumb enough to believe the things they do. Getting charging anxiety over all of your devices. Smartphone, tablet, laptop, Bluetooth earbuds, smartwatch, etc. that you need to make sure are always at 100%. As someone that had a Game Boy and tape player in 1989, LOL. 15 pounds of dead AA's later. Putting a USB in but it doesn't work, so you flip it over and realize you had it right the first time. But we had to straighten bent pins on our DB25 serial connector so we could connect the dot matrix printer instead of the 1200 baud modem. Reading this comment made the dial-up screech start playing in my head and I can't get it to stop. Maximum Overdrive came out in 1986 and depicted a world where all the machines somehow come alive and try to kill humans. It was a silly premise back then. How could machines just come to life? Well, now between self-driving cars, military drones, the Internet of Things, and how even a ducking toaster has Wi-Fi these days, I'd say Maximum Overdrive is getting closer and closer to real. I'm so excited. The Terminator came out in 1984. You can't mention Maximum Overdrive and the Terminator without also mentioning 1984's Runaway. Your home deadbolt lock running out of batteries. Depression stemming from social media. Also iPhone updates being released and your old iOS system running horribly after that. Google Maps not loading. It was trying to unfold a map without ripping it in 1989. Unfolding is easy. It's folding your map back up that was hard. I still keep one in my car just in case. But now that I have two forms of GPS, I really don't think I'll need a map unless it's the apocalypse. And if it is, my map will probably be outdated by then. Lots of construction has happened since I bought that map. Having the internet brainwash you. One little space was all it took for me to read that sentence completely differently. It's a weird but fascinating mental image. I know, right? I was thinking, what is this internet brain and does it really wash people? Metallica being shitty. I heard a song come on the radio. I was like, whoever this is, it sounds like they're trying really hard to sound like Metallica. At the end of the song, the DJ says Metallica, Atlas Rise. Oh, so the band that is trying to sound like Metallica is Metallica. Metallica only has one song nowadays. It's called Banana Jog and the guitar part goes like this. Jaga 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 joga banana. Jaga 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 joga banana. Repeat for 7 minutes or so and overlay some shouting about feelings. In concert Metallica is great. The problem is the new albums only have Banana Jog. Influencers trying to sponge off the rest of the world because they're essentially useless at anything else in life. To be clear, I realize some are knowledgeable and respected and perhaps earn their keep if you will. More the Instagram non-models that think the world owes them everything and they have to do nothing but take pictures of themselves. Good lord. A few months ago when that Instagram girl's video went viral where she was crying because someone reported her IG and it got deleted, I couldn't help but feel like it was satire. She was like, I literally have no skills and I'm unhireable. I can't work in the normal workforce so I need this. She was literally saying I'm too lazy to learn a skill so keep liking my pictures. Our company's reputation is being destroyed by a trending hashtag. Actually, something like that used to happen when Crystal Pepsi started eating into Coca-Cola's sales. They created Tab Clear and drove it into the ground with bad marketing to kill Crystal Pepsi as well. Edit. Changed pivot to Tab. I can't pick up my kid because the car seat is in the other car. Your phone running out of charge. Edit. I thought the question said 1889 not 1989. Helicopter parenting. By 80s standards, my parents were helicopter parents. By 2019 standards, DCFS would have gotten involved. Parents getting neglect charges because their kids walk to McDonald's doesn't help. That said, the helicopter parenting has gotten totally out of control, but I'm seeing less of it from people between my age and parents in their 30s and early 40s. The younger generations don't quite buy into the whole someone is always trying to duck sell drugs to your 9-year-old. I was born in 1990 and helicopter parenting was all the rage. My parents were no exception. We're going to treat you like a child until you're 18. Then you better understand every aspect of being an adult. As you can guess, I have been doing quite a lot of on the job, or to keep a job, learning. Oh, you've never had a job? That's lazy. You're in college. I had to work since 12 years old on a farm. Builds character. Yeah, my parents said they won't pay for my college if I get a job. I have to focus on my studies. They said girlfriends are a big distraction too, so there's that. Woo, college. My weed is out of batteries. Surprised I haven't seen this yet. The amount of plastic in the ocean. Global warming. Multiple species becoming endangered and or extinct. All forms of climate change. No, it was ozone hole. Air pollution. Endangered species, like bald eagle, clubbing baby seals. It was also discussed concerning an ice age. Don't forget Y2K. Selfie deaths. People falling off cliffs and ledges trying to take a selfie. Cyberbullying. I was cyberbullied in 1986. Someone hacked my account on a local computer bulletin board and impersonated me and said things that I wouldn't have said. I was banned from that bulletin board and lost some friends over it. I told people that it wasn't me. Some people believed me and others didn't. I had to get some new friends. I stopped going on BB says. The damn summer heat. When I was a kid I used to be outside all day every day. Now you can literally die from it. Stupid global warming. Whales and Texan. Fentanyl. Always being reachable. I cannot count the number of times when my wife would call and I don't answer. For whatever reason. She calls back 5 minutes later like, where have you been? Some of my best vacations have been ones with no cell service. Cardi B. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.